Today we're going to talk about resolving conflict. Just as we all want to love and be loved, we all will face adversity, and this includes conflict, like arguments, opposing opinions, even personality conflicts. It's a part of life, and how you thoughtfully respond really tells you and the other person what part of the brain you're engaging. Your prefrontal cortex, or logic and reasoning part of your brain, or your fear center, that is where anger rears its ugly head. We've all been in conflict with anger, and you know that escalates the situation. Our goal as responsible and mature adults is to de-escalate conflict and have a peaceful outcome. Even if we still don't agree, we can agree to disagree. Yes, believe it or not, that's still possible. Here are some strategies to use to attain a peaceful outcome, or peaceable kingdom, as my mom says. We can use courage to get into the choice moment where we pause in between what's happening and our response and get curious. This helps us not to react out of habit, memory, or emotion, but to give the executive functioning part of our brain time to come online and weigh the options so we can be in control and have the highest and best response. An added benefit of the prefrontal cortex is that it's also a brake on our reactions. Remember, our fear center processes information 4 times faster than our prefrontal cortex. So getting into the choice moment and pausing is essential to give our prefrontal cortex time to come online. Another idea is the 10% right rule. This is when we listen for the 10% that's right rather than focusing on what's wrong. It's powerful because the other person, of course, thinks they're 100% right, but usually there's at least 10% of what they're saying that we can focus on to further the connection. We can also use forgiveness. Remember, forgiveness is one of the heroic choices we can make as a thoughtful response. We can forgive the other person for acting from their fear center and reacting out of anger and frustration. We know they probably don't have the emotional intelligence or understanding to thoughtfully respond with love. We can forgive them for making mistakes too, because we make mistakes. We can use the mistake as an opportunity for learning and growth for us both. We can also offer alternatives. This is helpful when you can't agree. Perhaps you can come to a compromise through an alternative. Another strategy is to think about where the other person is coming from. For instance, if it's a friend or relative, are they ultimately coming from a place of goodwill? If so, you can work from that. A good practice is, of course, to focus on the positives and show compassion to the other person. Can you imagine not having the understanding that we do, having studied Choose Love and all the skills and tools that we have in our belt that we practice daily? Okay, I left the best for last. Be fascinated rather than frustrated by people. When you feel yourself getting frustrated, reframe that feeling to fascination. It's literally fascinating, actually, to watch a full-grown person melt down in front of you and have a temper tantrum. I always get curious about the point of pain they're working from. What trauma or hurtful memory is informing their actions? It's fascinating when you understand the way the brain works and watch it in action when the other person may not. The ultimate goal is to maintain personal control and thoughtfully respond with love. Try these suggestions out and let us know what you think. Our lessons to life today is to listen to this video again and take notes. List the effective communication strategies to resolve conflict in your Choose Love journal, and then practice 1 this week. Love to hear how it goes. And as always, thank you for choosing love.